Welcome back to Billard Creative Studio, guys. So in this particular video we are going to deploy a WordPress website offline on our PC. So we are going to do two things right now. The two things we are going to do is that we're going to download the local software and we're going to download the WordPress source code on wordpress.org. So now let's try to talk about the local server software. So we have some software called local server software. So let's look for some example of local server software. So we have some examples like XAMPP, which we are going to use in this particular video. So you check for local server software on Google, and here are they. So we have Apache HTTP server, we have map, and we have Apache Tomcat, we have XAMPP, we have MySQL, we have Easy PHP, and we have WAMP server, we have AMPPS, and we have PHP So these are all local server software, but I will show you how to configure XAMPP to deploy a WordPress website offline on your PC. So XAMPP is what we want to use, and we're going to go into XAMPP to look into XAMPP. So the first thing we are going to do is to download XAMPP off the internet, and we're going to install it like a normal software. And all we have to do is to come to XAMPP. Just search for XAMPP on Google. When you search for XAMPP on Google, you're going to see the XAMPP installers and downloads for Apache friends. So we're going to click on this particular first indexed XAMPP link, and here we are. So we have XAMPP Apache plus MariaDB plus PHP plus PM. So we can download for Windows, download for different versions of Windows, download for Linux, download for Mac OS if you are using MacBook. So we want to download for Windows. I'm currently using a Windows system, so I'm going to download for Windows. Whatever system you are using, you download for that very system. So I'm downloading for Windows right away, and here it is. My download will start automatically, and if it doesn't, you click here. So we have other things to download. Here we have the XAMPP being downloaded. Is about 149 megabytes as of now. So I'm going to have this downloaded, and having to have it downloaded, all we have to do is to have it installed on our system before we proceed to download the WordPress source code that we're going to use to develop a WordPress website offline. So here we are going to come to our downloads, and here in our downloads we have the software already. The software is XAMPP ESE. So we're going to download this XAMPP. We're going to install it right now. All we have to do is to double click on it, and when we double click on it, we're going to be able to have it installed on our PC. So the next thing we want to do while we are waiting for that to get installed is to download the WordPress source code, of course. So what we want to do now is to come to www.wordpress.org, which is the other version of wordpress.com, but this time around you can self-host WordPress on your PC with this. So all I have to do is to get WordPress. I'm going to click on get WordPress right now, and I will be able to download WordPress. So here is WordPress 6.2. So I'm going to download it right now. You can check the installation guide if you want to, but I'm going to show you how to install it. And right now just download the zip file for WordPress, which is this software for WordPress, or the self-hosted file for WordPress that we can host on our PC. So I'm going to leave that since that has been downloaded. So we downloaded the WordPress 6.2 and we downloaded XAMPP as well. So the first thing we want to do is to make sure our XAMPP is ready, and right now I'm trying to set up XAMPP. So trying to set up XAMPP, just leave all this alone, then click on next, click on next, click on next. You choose English, click on next, and make sure you finish the installation. And when you finish the installation, you'll be able to use XAMPP, because we want to use XAMPP to activate the folder, the WordPress file we downloaded. That's what we're going to use to host WordPress on the local host. And now we have XAMPP, so all we have to do is to search for XAMPP, and we're going to see the XAMPP control panel. So having to see the XAMPP control panel, I'm going to click on it, and here is XAMPP control panel. So to use the XAMPP control panel, all we have to do is to start the Apache. Make sure you start your Apache, and we have MySQL, and we have every other thing, but the tool we need is Apache. We need Apache and we need MySQL, and we're going to come to our browser to look for localhost when we've activated that. So you would not see a localhost right now because we've not activated the XAMPP, Apache, and MySQL. So I'm going to start Apache right away. I'm going to start that, and I'm going to start MySQL. So having to start those two, the localhost will go right now. That's how we want to host our WordPress locally. So I'm going to come back to my browser. I'm going to refresh the localhost, and right now our localhost is ready because we've we've started the Apache and MySQL. So right here, this is what you're going to see when once your local host is ready. So I'm going to come to WordPress, which is the file for WordPress. All I want to do now is to copy. You want to copy this file, or let's extract it first. We're going to extract it first, the file I downloaded from WordPress. So let's have it extracted. And having to extract it, I'm going to try to bring it right now. So you're going to come to your local disk, and here in your local disk, you come to your local disk partition, and you see XAMPP file in your local disk. And what we want to do now is to move the WordPress file we downloaded. We're going to move it from download into the XAMPP folder. So you come to your downloads right now, and you enter your XAMPP folder. So when you enter your XAMPP folder, we want to be able to use the file. So you're going to check the Explorer. You can use the Explorer to access where you're going to copy the WordPress file into. So when you access the Explorer, you're going to see XAMPP folder itself. And having to see XAMPP folder itself, we are waiting for this WordPress file to get extracted. And once it's done extracting, once we are done extracting it, we are going to bring it into the htdocs in XAMPP folder. So we're going to bring it into the htdocs, and when we bring it into the htdocs, we're going to have it as a website file. Then we can use it to develop our website. So right here is where we're going to bring in what we are extracting as a WordPress file. So we're going to wait for this to get extracted, and once it gets extracted, we'll be able to use this WordPress. So all I have to do now is to make sure that comes into the XAMPP folder, and once it goes into the XAMPP folder, it goes into htdocs right here. So I'm going to drop it into htdocs, and once I drop it into htdocs, I'm going to come right here and I'm going to change the name. So here we have WordPress. So I'm going to try to bring it out. I'm going to bring it out from the main folder. So it's going to be the main folder right now. I'm going to delete that. So I brought in the main file from inside, and here we have all the WordPress file that would make WordPress work on our local PC or local server. So I'm going to rename this. I can rename it to the website project I want to work on. So let's say I want to work on Beloved Love the Web. That's the project, that's the name of the website. And right now I'm going to try to you access Beloved Love the Web. So to access Beloved Love the Web, this will function like a domain name. So you're going to come to your browser, and here in your browser you're going to search for, you're going to look for localhost / Beloved Love the Web. Then it takes you to the software or to the file, the WordPress file being hosted, and here we are. So having to access that, we're going to be able to install WordPress directly this way on our local computer. So I'm going to choose English United States, and I'm going to continue right away. And right here we are going to welcome to WordPress, where we're going to configure our database, configure the username. So now to configure the database, just like we have login details, this is where we're going to configure all that. So we have database name, we have username, we have password, we have database host, we have table preface. So you're going to come to another part of this browser, and you're going to look for localhost, and you're going to type phpMyAdmin to configure your database. So it's going to be localhost phpMyAdmin and against localhost Beloved Love the Web. And here we're going to configure a WordPress database. So you're going to click on database right now, and here in your database you're going to give a database name. So your database will be Beloved Love the Web, so make it the name of the website. Then we are going to create a database right there. So having to create a database, we are going to come back right now and input what we created as a database, which is Beloved Love the Web. That will be the database name, and right here we have the database name. So you could always leave this, you have your Beloved Love the Web database name, and that's it right there. So we can just go ahead to make sure this is the database, and yes, the database is working for us. So you could come back to phpMyAdmin and come to users account. So when you come to user accounts, you have your overview and you have your roots, you have everything right here. So we are going to just proceed to configure this. So I'm going to give it a username right now. So we're going to have a username called root, and that will be the basic username. Then we are going to submit right away. So leave every other thing, and here we are going to be able to run the installation offline. We're going to, without internet. Once you have the necessary things downloaded, you can run the installation anywhere. So right now we've run the installation, and we can give this a site title. So let's give this a site title. So our site title will be Beloved Love the Web. Yes, that's very important. So that will be our site title. and I'll give a username that I'll use to log into WordPress to this website. So my username would be, there'll be a username and there'll be a password. So my username will be beloved love the web. Yes, that will be my username, and my password, I will give myself a password. So this is what I always use to log into the backend of the website. So here we have the password 1234567 and my email. So I'm going to input an email right here, which would be adejigbebeloved at gmail.com, and that way we have all these set up. So just like we used to set up WordPress, so I'm going to install WordPress right away, and having to install WordPress, we have WordPress already installed. So all we have to do is to log in right away. So to log in right now, I'm going to click on login, and I'm going to use the details I used to register. So the username could be beloved love the web. That will be the username that we used to register. So it's going to be beloved love the web, and the password will be the password I gave. Then I will be able to log into my WordPress dashboard offline on a local host, on a local server on my PC, without using the internet. So you can develop anything you want to develop. You can follow a WordPress tutorial to learn how to use WordPress with this particular setup on your PC without using internet, and you learn everything about WordPress. And here we have the WordPress dashboard. So with the WordPress dashboard, you can go and exploit the dashboard and see what else you need to know about WordPress. I hope to see you in our next video. If you've not subscribed to our channel just yet, do remember to subscribe, like, share and comment. Until I see you on the next one. Bye for now.